one final time. One final video for this making issue 7 video series. This is, of course, day 30 of 30-day challenge, where I take the month of September to make my 7th issue of my independent comic. I never forgot about a drifter wanting to accomplish one last goal before he pass on happily. And before we get to the nitty-gritty of the whole situation, I just kind of wanted to take another moment to explain everything. Now, if you're just new to these videos, I started last year making comics with the 100-day challenge started by Kevin Cross. In that challenge, you take 30 minutes out of every day to work on your independent comic. No matter what else is going on in life, you sit down for 30 minutes and put that time in. I did 200 days back-to-back 100-day challenges. You can find the links to the playlists in my playlists. And then I was working at going a year, and then my video camera stuff broke, blah blah blah. Stopped last year. So I had been making update videos of the process, making the last couple issues, doing the kickstarters and whatnot. And finally, I got caught up in this year, had a few things happen, had to move, and I was behind where I wanted to be this year. Now, with that being said, I started this 30-day challenge. Whereas the 100-day challenge is to put the time in to make sure you develop the habits. I have those down. I put the time in. I don't have anything else really to take away from that besides life events like go and see friends and stuff like that, other obligations. But I'm able to put 7-8 hours in on my comic at least a day for the most part. So it didn't make sense to do another 100-day challenge because, as we know, those are for building the habits. I felt I had the habits, so I needed a new way to gauge my current abilities. Now, standard, I believe what's standard right now is doing a page a day. I felt like I was on that level, so I needed something to gauge it. The next issue was going to be 28 pages, so I figured doing a 30-day challenge would allow me to give a few days leeway in there, but I could knock out a page a day, no problem. About halfway through the challenge, reworked a scene, lost a couple pages, and then went down to 26 pages. Still doable. Not that big deal. I think the thing that tripped me up most early on was thinking I could get away with doing 2 pages a day. Which, if you've done some work on comics, you know that's a pretty far stretch. I was able to accomplish it early on. Because the scenes weren't very heavy laden scenes, or very intensive as far as work on them was concerned. So then I knew I was going to lose a couple days in the month for various things, and then a few more things tripped up. I was still dealing with stuff from the move. And just kind of slowly backed the project up. Made some great headway this last week, and I feel very great about where the 7th issue stands right now. One big thing was this last week I also got some pretty big opportunities. Another thing that kind of tripped me up a bit was doing the Kickstarter at this time as well for issue 6, which it was necessary. It needed to happen, but working on that and trying to find time for support for that, as well as work on issue 7, was just too much to handle. So this last week I was on Artcasters, link down below if you want to check that out. Hung out with Jeff Lafferty and Scott Circland, filling in for Kevin Cross of 100 Day fame, and just basically shot the shit. We talked about comic communities, the challenges, doing Kickstarters, and even topics ranging to shipping and our processes. That was awesome. It was great to have that. I would do it again in RV. However, setting up to do that, I had, if you watched yesterday's video, there was a clip in there, about a minute long, of me working on page 19, getting it colored. And I had set everything up to record that, had tried processing it, trying to figure it out to get it to a small enough file size that I could play that and stream that while I was talking on Artcasters. Just wasn't having it. Killed about half the day doing that. Still no problem. Then got to this final day to realize that last scene is too important. It's basically the linchpin of the story. If I'm gonna have 13 issues in this series, issue 7 being the middle of that end scene has to be perfect. And I don't mean, I'm not being too precious about it, but trying to nail it in one day just isn't working. However, I feel very comfortable about where issue 7 starts. If you looked back on this month, I've just about achieved what I set out to do. I've got about 2 pages to go on it, but that means I failed. And I was thinking about this, like, recording this video, I was not excited about it because I did fail. However, I'm kind of excited that I failed because it's been a while since I've slipped up, I guess that you could say. But slipping up meaning that I did 24 pages of the next issue in a month, even with everything else going on. That's up to you to decide, because I think it's a win by all common ways to determine things. I feel like I'm closer on track to where I want to be for this year. There's still 3 months to go. Along with failing this challenge, I'm ready to do it again, but I also need some time to breathe. I almost thought about proposing double or nothing and going for my mohawk. But I think I'm going to be back in November. There's a few things I want to do. I want to take October to do some painting. Obviously, I've got to get the covers done for issue 7 and 8. Because even with issue 6 getting kickstarted at the moment, I still need the issue cover for 7 for the preview pages in 7 for issue 6. But as far as that's concerned, issue 6 is pretty much done. I've got to put together the sketchbook pages, get names for people kickstarting, and basically slap it together. So I think this moment of failing also shows that, I mean, I was on a hot streak. There's no doubt about that. In the last year and a half, I've made 6, I'll say an even 6 issues. And that's pretty solid for self-publishing and going through the Kickstarters for each issue. So I feel really good about my ability at this moment. I want to be stronger, I want to be better, I want to be faster. That's all going to come in time, but I really enjoy the flavor 7 has by itself. Like I said, it's the linchpin of the series, and it looks awesome because it has that aesthetic that I was going for in the first issue, but combined with everything I've learned over the last year and a half. I feel great about it. I'm not gonna lie. It looks awesome, and I can't wait for people to see it. I do have to get 6 finished up though, get proofs done, verify those, and then get the books printed. So hopefully I'll have those by the end of October. That's my best guesstimate anyway. This 30-day challenge was to gauge my abilities, and I gauged them. I feel confident in that. But it was also the first challenge that I've done that actually had an end point. When you started doing the 100 days, there's not really a clear goal. It's kind of just make sure you form those habits. And now that I have those habits, put them to use. So I felt great. I feel great about the whole process. I don't feel bad about losing, but I also want those watching this that are doing 100-day challenges, that are thinking about doing 100-day challenges, to absolutely do it. Even if you lose, you're still winning because you're still building abilities to use for the next challenge. And I am going to complete this. I am going to rock a 30-day challenge. I think I'm probably going to do it for November. We'll see. Because I definitely want to have the roughs done for the whole issue before going into it again. So it'll either be November or December for another 30-day challenge. Another great thing that came out of this is my video making ability has increased dramatically. If you look at a few videos before the 30-day challenge and then the cohesive look of these 30 days, I feel really great about that too. Going forward, I'm looking to do 2 videos a week, an update status on the whole comic process, and then I'll probably do a comic review in there as well. I might even do a 3rd video at some point where I start podcasting with a few friends, getting their takes, seeing what was going on with them, just kind of shooting the shit kind of stuff. I don't know if it'll be art related necessarily, but definitely just kind of a screwing around video. So look forward to that. Also yesterday, can you consider it a loss if a something shows up to your door that you've been looking forward to is you know what, you did an alright job? This is Sean Gordon Murphy's sketchbook that I funded Kickstarter earlier this year, but more so than that is a very own sketch card of Debbie, and I was looking forward to that because it might go into issue 6 in the sketchbook. I'm not sure, I gotta check with it, but Sean Gordon's written my name. He's written my name out, and that's awesome. At some point, Sean Gordon Murphy has written my name, and that feels awesome. Also, this book is incredible. He did a 8-page comic showing how to draw comics, or draw vehicles in comics, and it looks awesome. I loved reading it, and then he showed sketches in the inks for the whole project, so it turned out awesome. So check that out, find that, get it, and whatnot. Also with Kickstarter, the issue 6, I think I'm going to be retooling it for the next issue. I'm debating on it. There's a few things that I'm thinking about with the whole Kickstarter aspect of this, but we'll see. I have no doubt that issue 6 is going to fund successfully, and that brings me to the second opportunity. So me and my brother had plans for the 1st of October. It's his birthday. We're planning on going to Drag Strip watch some fast cars, seeing a car show, whatnot. And that was going to be a nice cherry on the top of this ice cream sundae that was supposed to be this 30-day challenge. Earlier today, I got a call from a friend. They have their band's playing the CD release show in the bar I typically sit up with, and he basically asked me if I was setting up with my art, and I was like, well, it's your CD release show, so I didn't think that would be really, I didn't think it'd be a good show to set up for. Like, I didn't, because that's your guys' show. He's like, no, if you want to set up, you're more than welcome to. And I was like, damn, because the bar's going to be, I feel like it's going to be a better crowd than typically is on those jam nights. Also, I'm sure he's going to be pushing for people to check out my stuff, because I'm also going to be selling their CDs at my table. And he said, whatever happens tonight, whatever, there's just a little sliver of issue 6 to do for the Kickstarter. He said if I helped out and ran the merch table for them, that he'd help fund whatever was left to fund. So I think once we hit that 48-hour mark and we get the last final batch of funders, if I'm still short, issue 6 is getting made regardless, and that's an awesome feeling. It kind of sucks that I had to skip out on my brother, but at the same time, doing this art lifestyle, like, you have to take these opportunities when they present themselves, because if you don't, somebody else will. And it should be a pretty good night, so I'll be recording a little bit for you for that. Probably some final thoughts of this whole thing, and that'll be a nice little top for the end of this. So maybe there'll be one more video in this playlist. So yeah, I'm slightly bummed that I didn't get issue 7 done, but I also realized that last scene is too necessary to rush. So I'll take a few more days, make sure I have it laid out just how I want it to, and then I can go forward to that. So probably another week and issue 7 will be done. So yeah, it should be a good week. A couple of great things that have come out of this whole process is I'm back to my 4 a.m. schedule. I woke up today at like 3:30. Got the video all ready to roll and everything, and that's when I realized, I was like, not only am I set up with these habits, but I have my brain ready to make comics as well, and that's awesome. That's a great feeling, knowing that your body wants you to do this dream just as much as you do, and it's awesome. It's awesome. So going forward, issue 6 is the focus right now. Getting the whole Kickstarter ended, getting the last few pages taken care of. Then I'll come back to issue 7. So I might have just lied a little bit right there, saying I'd take about 4 days. Yeah, let's focus on 6, get that finished. Come back to 7, get that finished, take a couple weeks to paint, do some covers. There's a couple bigger paintings that I want to do, something that I can turn into prints. I might come back to the mummy that I started last year, but we'll figure that out. And then a couple weekly videos. So even though I didn't complete this 30-day challenge of making issue 7, I feel really good about where it ended up. If you're watching this in the next few days, the Kickstarter's still live for issue 6. You can help. You can get your name printed in the book for helping out with the Kickstarter as well. You can buy the issues online if you're after the 5th, I believe it is. I'll put links in the cards down below for all of that. You can read it online. I'm also looking into doing video graphic novel type thing that they tried doing with the Watchmen. I think I'm going to try doing that kind of style for my issues. That's something coming up in the future too, to look forward to. But right now, I'm going to take the night off because it's been a hell of a month. And I highly suggest when people actually get their habits and abilities to a point where they think they can take on the 30-day challenge, to do it as well. Like I said, I'll probably be doing one either November or December, so look forward to that. Let's whip this 30-day challenge, because once one is obtained, it'd be really easy to do another one. And then my abilities are on those of what a pro is, and I consider myself a pro, so I want to be there. But anyways, this last month has been awesome. All the love, all the support, comments, likes, all that stuff. You guys have been truly amazing. Even with all that I've accomplished, doesn't hold a candle to how supportive you guys have been. Like, honestly, you guys have been amazing. And even this last week, like, I saw I think Jan, when he sketched me the other day, even had a tag said save the beard, and like, that just meant the world to me. Like, I'm working on myself to become better, to be on the level where you guys are, because I hold all of you to such high regard that you guys make me want to be better, and that as a whole makes us all better. So thanks for everything, guys. I will be checking in probably in the next few days. I think you're probably going to see a lot less of this. Like I said, I haven't shaved in 5 years or so. I'll probably document the process, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to have a insane razor burn. Razor burn, for those not in the know, is something that happens when you aren't used to shaving, I guess. I'm going to take some precautions to make sure that doesn't happen, but we'll see. Anyway, I love you guys. Thanks for all the love, support, and all that stuff. I'll be back in the next few days and whatnot to talk some more. You know, I think at this point we like each other, so let's keep this whole thing going. Alright? That sound good to you? That sounds good to me. So, take it easy, guys, and I will catch you soon. Love ya. Later.
That is perfect. That's fucking sweet.
Yeah.